Followed those rugby players when they came over from Wales last year, and here they are again.
Yes, one of them has returned, and this club continues to grow and attract some quality competitors.
Fantastic. And what's the weather looking like for those rugby players out there, Shauna?
It's all right. It's all right. I've seen better. Now, as we take a look across the Lloydminster area and the Midwest, we're sitting at 20 degrees. There is a light breeze out of the east-northeast at 15 kilometers per hour. In the Lakeland, they've been dealing with clouds and showers all day and a cool temperature at 15. And for the Battlefords, similar there at 20 degrees. Will it be an evening to get outside and enjoy the fresh air? I will have your full forecast coming up later on in the program.
It's been over a month since protesters set up camp at the English Bay campground to stop further development. And now the Alberta government is asking them to leave. The province filed a court injunction against the protesters on Friday, saying they had until 4:30 yesterday afternoon to move off the provincial land. But so far, it doesn't seem the government will be enforcing it.
We just got word that the Aboriginal Affairs representative, the province said that they have no plan to evict us. And that's all I heard.
The group says the land is sacred to the Dene Suline people, and they plan to continue their peaceful demonstration.
Position hasn't changed. We just got word I have to consult with the people and come to a consensus on what our next move is.
The protesters hope to sit down and talk with the government in the near future. In their throne speech on Friday, the Conservative government signaled they'd axe the long gun registry. Robert Buffum brings us local reaction.
Rick Knight sells guns for a living. Not surprisingly, Friday's announcement was welcome news.
I think it's long overdue that it be abolished. It's been shown that it's legislation that doesn't work, and it's just too darn costly.
For Neil Suttle, a gunsmith and champion marksman, the current long gun registry hurts his bottom line.
I'm required by law that any gun comes into my shop has to be registered before I can even work on it. So I'd have to turn away a lot of work if people didn't get their guns registered, and there's a lot of people that don't believe in registering it.
Supporters of the Long Gun Registry, including the Association of Canadian Police Chiefs, say the registry makes communities safer and it provides police with an extra tool in doing their job properly. We contacted local RCMP, who refused to comment on this issue, apart from saying they would enforce whatever laws are on the books.
The Lloydminster Fish and Game Range was quiet this afternoon. Nothing but empty shells and dandelions. But Magnum Gunfitters was busy as usual, something Knight expects will continue with maybe only a slight boost.
Joe Public has gotten used to dealing with legislation in the way it is, and this is a growth industry right now, and I don't feel that the criminals are getting any more guns from gun stores because the legislation will be gone.
The Long Gun Registry isn't expected to be killed until the fall. Not soon enough for hunters and businessmen like Suttle and Knight. Robert Buffum, Newcap News.
Well, funny money is no laughing matter. Retail and bank staff got together today to learn how to tell the difference between real and counterfeit bills. With the increased use of credit and debit cards, digital theft is also on the rise. Mike Baden explains what you can do to help protect yourself.
Julie McFarland Smith was out teaching people some ways to help prevent becoming a victim of fraud.
They had an opportunity to look at make some comparisons with real money and counterfeit currency and make those comparisons.
Other suggestions she had may seem common sense, but are tried and true when it comes to keeping personal information safe.
Cover your hand that's entering the PIN number, even if there is already like a protection hood in place, to always put your hand between whatever other surface there is and your hand when you enter your PIN number.
Other prevention techniques: make sure you pick a PIN number that's not easy to guess. Don't write your PIN on the back of a payment card. Change your PIN on a monthly basis, and never share your PIN. And there are now a couple things being done to prevent PIN pads from being hacked.
They are coming out with an alarm system as well, that when you do remove the PIN pad from the cable, the operating cable, that it sends off an audible alarm that would alert the merchant that the item's being removed.
Unlike credit card fraud, counterfeit bills have been on the decline in recent years.
There is a decrease in counterfeit since 2003. Last year, in 2010, there was 2.6 million fake notes that were in circulation, compared to about 12 million in 2005.
But this doesn't mean it can't increase in the future.
But that doesn't mean that the the low level of counterfeit, that there's not going to be an increase in later years, and that's why the Bank of Canada, starting this year, is going to produce a new polymer note.
For additional information about counterfeit cash, contact the Bank of Canada. Mike Baden, Newcap News.
The word incubator brings to mind rows of eggs, all being taken care of until they hatch into productive chickens. In the business world, the eggs are new companies, and under the proposed Lloydminster Business Incubator project, they would thrive into successful enterprises. Studies have shown that the connection with an incubator can raise the success rate of participating new businesses to over 85%.
When you look at companies in general over a 5-year, from start to the 5-year point, the success rate generally is only about 20%. So business incubation is really impressive in that it flips that statistic on its ear.
An incubator will essentially provide a community for a fledgling company to become a part of. It'll include intangible services like mentoring and also more concrete ones like boardrooms and fax machines.
It would be great to be able to take these businesses from the basements and onto the street level and give them some exposure and access to some other tools that they would more than likely be denied.
A company could even be doing just fine, but the incubator can help to bring it to the next level.
They might be really good experts in how to be accountants, but they may not understand how to do marketing of their business. So what an incubator does is it provides them access to kind of the holistic skills necessary to be really successful in business.
It's difficult to find any kind of office in Lloydminster under 1,000 square feet or with less than a year lease. An incubator would provide those physical spaces, and a recent study pointed to the likelihood of an incubator being very successful here. Getting a facility is part of the long-term plan.
But what might be more probable is that we will be able to deliver the services through virtual incubation, and things are already in place to try and develop that so that will be in place by the fall.
The project is supported by many partners, including major corporations, First Nations, and municipalities, but getting a facility may take up to 18 months.